you take a few questions?
Sure.
That's Connie.
I'm afraid we have an undereducated, unthinking population and a lack of nonpartisan political discourse to achieve your goals.
Do you want me to comment on that? Yeah. Okay. I think if you've traveled around the world, we do have. Here's what I think's happened. The airwaves and the echo chambers have started to contaminate the dialogue. We do less in educating people in civics. We don't teach that in schools. We teach math and science now. We don't have the same level of attention being paid. So I do think that is an issue for us, and that's something that we need to deal with. On the other hand, the group that we discussed earlier, No Labels is trying to. It's Democrats and Republicans and independents. Let me give you a statistic. In the United States of America, the Pew survey was done in December. In the United States of America today, 37% of the people are independents, say they're independents. 34% say they are Democrats, and give or take 30. That wouldn't add up, but if I'm from Chicago, give me that. I'll make it add some way. But the independents are the majority. But in only 16 states do they get to vote in primaries. We don't have open primaries, so how can they vote? They can't participate, so they don't even get to select who's a candidate. So those are issues. That's why I'm getting back to, I wrote a Huffington Post blog titled Electoral Rigor Mortis. And in that blog, what I said was that until we dealt with four things, and campaign finance, fair districts, open primaries, and the ability to change congressional rules, that we're in a world of hurt. Well, it starts here. And believe me, everything I've just said, I've got email, I got phones, I call people in Washington all the time. I call people here. Yeah, go ahead.
To what extent do you think the free trade GATT and NAFTA and also lower pay levels overseas causes the erosion of the manufacturing base, and what can be done about that?
It's a good, I think it's a combination, I think, of three things, and I think NAFTA, GATT, that's definitely an issue. We've outsourced a lot of our core competence. We couldn't understand that you needed to be able to keep some of the core competence. Think about it this way. I'm from a Rust Belt state. I grew up in Illinois. We watched all of our manufacturing jobs from the Rust Belt move where? First, to the southeast and the southwest. Then they moved from the southeast and southwest overseas. So there's a natural migration to that pattern. We're chasing lower costs. So there is that is an issue, and it's an issue that we have to deal with. But I think the more important issue is because of technology and because of the most recent cutbacks of the past 2 years, we lost 8 million. We lost 8 million jobs in just over 2 years. 2 million of them were manufacturing. Those jobs are not coming back, but there will be new jobs coming back as long as going back to if we invent it here, we have to make it here. And so that's and that may sound protectionist, but if we don't have some, we can't be paying the freight for our companies to innovate and move things offshore. I saw. Yeah, go.
Quick question. Could you make a couple more comments about how you feel that we've ended up in this situation, but more over the last 10 or 15 years rather than just the last couple?
Well, I think actually the research shows that it's been over the last 3 decades.
3 decades.
3 decades, 30 years. And well, the research shows around 1973 was the decline, and it's been masked because the GDP has stayed up. But Pulitzer Prize, Nobel Prize, Joe Stiglitz was the guy who came out and said GDP doesn't matter because it doesn't measure down to this level, and you don't. And what we were able to do, here's what happened in the United States of America. We had the dot-com balloon at the end of the 90s, and then in the 2000 we had this home bubble. What that did was it masked all of the true conditions. And we didn't see it. And that's why we need to look reality in the face, and we need to look hard facts in the face. These are the kinds of things that we need to be having debates about, first with us and then with our elected officials.
We're gonna, we'll take one more, and then what we're gonna do is, we'll finish the business of the meeting, and then anyone who'd like to stay and do a little open mic will do that. That way, people can have more chance to sort of interact with each other and sort of discuss. So let's take one more comment. Madeline was here early, so.
With the outsourcing trend, if you were president, what would you do to prevent these companies from outsourcing? Is there a politically viable way to do this, or what would your suggestion to Obama be?
That's why I'm not president. No, I think that the issue becomes, we have to look at where we invest government dollars. The things we have control over are the things that we spend our citizens' dollars on. So to my mind, the issue becomes one, and I just read John Kerry's advocating for some new for some new positions on this. I see us migrating to say, if we're going to make governmental investments, then we need to link the dollars invested in research and development and innovation to manufacturing here. And we do see there are some companies here like General Electric that were making a lot of stuff overseas, and they're starting to bring stuff back now, and they see, I think they see the trend. Now, the more interesting trend that I see is BMW just opened, has a plant in South Carolina, is increasing the size of that plant. Volkswagen has declared that the United States of America is going to be a major market for it again, and they're going to start building 3 to 4 plants here in the United States of America. So actually, I think that we will see the return of the fact that the bad news is our wage structure has gone down, but the good news is we still have skilled workers. We still have lots of machinists. I've done work with the National Institute for Metalworking Skills. We still have a lot of talented people here, and being paid, unfortunately, lower wages.